Again, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to OnLive Digital Economy Essentials, produced by Philippine Daily Inquirer and Shoppertainment Live, organized by Icon Executive Asia. My name is Yasmin Neri Soyao from Shoppertainment Live, and I will be your host as well as part of the roster of speakers for this live stream event. Now, to give you a background of what will happen, OnLive is a live stream virtual event that focuses on helping businesses digitally transform. Our topic for the discussion for today would be about the stay at home economy and the state of e commerce during this coronavirus outbreak. But before I get right into it and introduce our esteemed speakers, we would like to thank the following sponsors for making this live stream virtual event possible. Thank you to Multisys Technologies Corporation and to Globe My Business. Globe My Business is the SMME arm of the Globe Telecom Company. Its aim is to help entrepreneurs run their businesses with ease by providing not only telco products but also relevant digital business solutions. With Globe My Business, you are also assured of excellent after-sales services. Create your success with Globe My Business. We would also like to thank the organizations that generously supported this project. Thank you to Inquirer Business, Great Deals E-commerce Corporation, Icon Executive Search, Wong and Bernstein Advisory Group, Lazada Philippines, and Blogapalooza. So today, OnLive will feature a business moderator and four speakers who are all subject matters on a digital economy and the e-commerce industry. Allow me to first introduce our business moderator for this discussion. Mr. Dax Lucas is the Inquirer Prime Content Editor concurrent with his role as a writing editor for the business section. He is a highly seasoned and award-winning journalist who joined the Inquirer as a reporter, rose to the position of a writing editor, and then to his full-time appointment as the Inquirer Prime Content Editor. Good afternoon, Dax, and welcome to our very first OnLive event. Hello, Dax. Dax, are you there? Yeah, so again, our speaker, Dax, is also here on board. So Dax is our Inquirer Prime content editor, and concurrent with his role is he is the writing editor for the business section. He is a highly seasoned and award-winning journalist as well, and Dax is here to moderate our event. Hello, Dax. All right, so while we're waiting for Dax, maybe I would like to introduce also our first speaker. Okay, so for our first speaker, he believes that he has held key positions in both multinational and local organizations in FMCG, life sciences, and technology. He is the current business development head for Lazada Philippines, the leading e-commerce group in the country, and through this, he aspires to bring all Filipino businesses to the digital age. He continuously creates a successful online business with new millionaire sellers on a regular basis with his team and believes in using data and technology to create new businesses and improve existing ones. His corporate experience includes being the AVP of Analytics and Insights for Stan Supercenters Incorporated, the General Manager and Country Manager for ESCO Global PTD, and Assistant General Manager and Head of Sales and Operations for Gen 1 Distributor Incorporated. Let us all welcome Mr. Petrus Carbonell. Good afternoon, Petrus.
Hi, good afternoon, Yas. Thank you very much. And good afternoon to everyone watching OnLive E-conomy, e-commerce solutions during the pandemic. And also thank you for Philippine Day Inquirer for inviting us today. Now it's a very good time to learn about the e-commerce space. And it's a very exciting time also to invite sellers and a lot of businesses to start their digital transformation journey and go online. So I'm really excited to participate in this session and tell you how Lazada has continually supported the stay-at-home economy and how we are empowering e-commerce during these extraordinary times. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dax. Sorry, thank you so much, Petrus. Now, for our second speaker, he is the founder and CEO of Great Deals E-commerce Corporation, the leading e-commerce solutions provider in the Philippines that currently works with over 300 local and multinational brands. Adapting to the rise of e-commerce in the country, our speaker's company provides clients with end-to-end services such as web design, chat support, warehousing, and analytics. Having acquired a $12 million investment in the beginning of 2020, Great Deals aims to be the Alibaba of the Philippines. Let's all welcome Steve C. Good afternoon, Steve.
Good afternoon, Yas. Good afternoon to everyone. I'm honored to be part of the first OnLive show with thank you, Philippine Daily Inquirer, for hosting this and sponsoring this time. We are excited that the e-commerce space is really booming right now, especially in this time of ECQ, and excited to share my learnings and insights regarding e-commerce here.
Thank you so much, Steve. Now, for our third OnLive speaker, he is the CEO and founder of Multisys Technologies Corporation, which is the leading software solutions company in the Philippines. As a full stack programmer, our speaker developed a wide array of platforms along with his advanced research and development team. These software solutions are currently used by thousands of private companies, conglomerates, and government agencies. In 2018, the Pangilinan-led PLDT invested 2.15 billion pesos for the 45% of Multisys shares. We'd like to introduce Mr. David Almirol. Good afternoon, David.
Hi, yes, good afternoon.
Hello.
Thank you for the introduction. Thank you everyone for joining here with us at Inquirer's on live session of the day. So we are on a pandemic. So everyone is changing, those business models nowadays. Allow me to start first with Multisys as an introduction. We are mainly on advanced systems research and development. We focus our platforms and system solutions. We are catering more than 2,500 clients now, and I'm happy to discuss our experiences and expertise to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, David. I'd also want to check if Dax is already here. Hello, Dax.
I'm here.
All great.
All good.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a connection problem over there, but welcome again to our show, Dax. Take it away. I think you will introduce the next speaker.
Okay. We've done David, we've done Steve, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's time for me to introduce our first presenter, I believe. Our first speaker has held key positions in both multinational and local organizations in FMCG, life sciences, and technology. He is the current business development head for Lazada Philippines. Of course, everyone knows Lazada, the leading e-commerce group in the country. And through this, he aspires to bring all Filipino businesses into the digital age. He continuously creates successful online businesses with new millionaire sellers on a regular basis with his team, and believes in using data and technology to create new businesses and improve existing ones. His corporate experiences include being the AVP of Analytics and Insights for Rustan Supercenter Incorporated, the General Manager and Country Manager for ESCO Global, and Assistant General Manager and Head of Sales and Operations for Janine Distributor Incorporated. Let's all welcome Mr. Petrus Carbonell. Good afternoon, Petrus.
Good afternoon. Hi, Dax. Hi, Yas. Thank you so much. Again, we're very excited to see everybody here. Thank you for tuning in. And really, it's an exciting time to get to know e-commerce. Really excited to share with you what Lazada's doing, how e-commerce is, and answer some questions that maybe some of the people in the audience have been dying to ask all these days. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Petrus, for that. Actually, Dax, we have Q&A opportunity later on, and we'll have a panel discussion with our speakers for today. And thank you so much, Petrus, for sharing with us more about Lazada as well, because it's really exciting. Lazada has been doing a lot of efforts in their business right now that could really help a lot of our SMEs as well who would want to go into online business. So we'd want to know more about that. Thank you so much. Yes, maybe I'd also want to introduce, I represent Shoppertainment Live. So that's a live stream shopping company as well. And we work with platforms just like Lazada and other marketplace as well. And I was also a professional shop host for ACJO Shopping and was trained with CJ Broadcasting Academy in South Korea. And we've been handling digital brands as well for ABS-CBN. So thank you so much for being um, for having me here in PDI as well. So I will also be sharing with you some ways on how you can market your e-commerce as the live stream expert for this panel discussion. So Dax, I think we've introduced our panel right now. So maybe we could dive in and start with our discussion in a few. Dax,
Let's get right into it. All right. So I'm just gonna throw a few questions here for the panel based on what we gathered from our participants, and really for the first few questions, these are relevant to every one of you. So I would like to ask first of all for our participants, feel free to jump in. How is the e-commerce industry faring amid the ongoing coronavirus pandemic? I know it's been a challenging time, but each sector has its own peculiarities. Maybe we can start with Steve.
So it's for us, it's a great opportunity. We were in the right place in the right time when the ECQ happened. There's still the need for people to have their essential goods be delivered to their place, but with certain fear and anxiety, and most of the Filipinos really moved to buying online and shopping online. And I would really say that during this pandemic would be the inflection point for e-commerce here in the Philippines. Why? Because before, of course, I've been working with Lazada as one of our channel partners, and we have seen our volume grown to more than 100% without any campaigns. Ibig sabihin, kahit walang discount, people are buying online. And I think this is the start of something mainstream for us doing in the e-commerce industry. So really the impact of the COVID was for us to be able to go digital. Even yung mga payment gateways like credit card payments, GCash are everything are on all-time high, because people are doesn't want to have contact. So I think it creates an opportunity for a lot of companies to be able to see and also realize that e-commerce has arrived and it will continue for the next few years to continue to grow. Yeah.
Excellent. Petrus, I have a question for you, since you're at the forefront of what's happening in the e-commerce field. Could you share with us what specific sectors have exhibited significant growth or have benefited from the quarantine measures, and what does that mean for these guys?
Well, e-commerce in general has been currently seeing significant growth. No? But the focus mostly, especially in the first few weeks of the ECQ, was essential goods. So the trend that we're seeing here is that first-time buyers are on the platform and they're growing every day. They're using the app, they're buying from the app, and continuing to transact through these online channels. And we think that these people will still continue to do that in the future. Now, on the consumer front, the situation with COVID, ECQ measures, it has pushed them to try the ease and convenience of online shopping with platforms like Lazada. And for businesses, on the business side, especially SMEs, we are seeing that it's a big opportunity for them to bring their offline businesses online. And with the growth of customers going online, these businesses will need to build their presence on the e-commerce space as early as possible to help the growth of their businesses. Now, this allows them to reach wider audiences, especially that people are at home. They would be able to, if they start earlier, they'll be able to see what's their target market, what are their needs, ano yung purchasing habits nila, and these are things that they can better understand once they fully utilize the capabilities of an online platform. So in general, there are a lot of industries that are benefiting or growing even in this time of ECQ, and some trends are actually being accelerated because of this COVID-19 and the ECQ measures.
That's very interesting. So it's all not all bad news. Some good things are actually coming out of this. I'd just like to ask David regarding the seeming trend now. Every company suddenly feels the need to have this digital strategy. They just want to jump right in, maybe because they see their peers right in it. Are there any drawbacks or pitfalls that these guys should watch out for, specifically on the tech side, on the business model side, given where you stand now?
No, as a software development company, to be honest, it's like tripled, So I think there's a lot of opportunity. Everyone is moving into the digital space. Everyone would like to have their own online services. Everyone would like to move into digital systems. When the enhanced community quarantine was enforced and mass public transport has been suspended, this has resulted in some empty shelves in the supermarket, fear, and some to go out and buy their own supplies. Consequently, they have turned out to doing their shopping online, right? For their convenience and safety as well. And everyone is practically online, and all transactions are settled electronically nowadays. So, I understand that some businesses will have a lot of drawbacks, but in terms of the digital technologies that especially like us in multisys, including e-commerce, are radically changing into a business landscape, reshaping the nature of work, and a lot of potential business will emerge in this pandemic crisis.
So just as a follow up, David, did I hear you right? You said triple? Business has tripled?
Yes, because before most of the businesses, they are quite hesitant, to have their own online services because they're okay. They're okay doing contact physical business, right? But with the state of our technology today, and everyone, I'm sure, even after the COVID-19, people will be quite like scared to go out or do like contact business, right? And in terms of shifting physical business into digital ones, by exploring online services like websites, mobile apps, online shopping, e-commerce, e-payments, digital wallets, online banking, e-learning, telehealth, these are new opportunities now, and this will not be an option anymore. This will become like a necessity to everyone.
Fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. Yes, if I may throw a question to you. You are neck deep in the digital economy, and I've watched the impressive videos on your web page. Could you tell me what can this um, business model of yours contribute to the digital economy? How does it improve on the model we have now, given what you've been experiencing?
Yes.
And given of course, the technologies that are coming online nowadays.
Yes. So just like what David said earlier, that there are a lot of opportunities and new technologies that's coming up because of this situation that we have. And one of those trends would be live streaming. And live streaming is actually a tool that you can use for your e-commerce marketing. So, for example, you have your promos for your e-commerce store, you have certain new products, and live streaming is a way for you to amplify that by communicating to different communities. That may be your social media, that would be your store followers inside your, let's say, your Lazada or your other marketplaces. And live stream is actually a tool that can help you sell more and become more engaging with with your customers. So if they also have some questions about your products, you can have a real-time engagement with them. So this is actually something that is also coming up in the trends in the Philippines for your e-commerce marketing. And actually, this came from a business model in China. So there's this Taobao Live platform from Alibaba, and they would do live stream and sell some things online as well. And as you know, our marketplace platforms already have live stream tools as well. And what we do is that we help the brands to do their live stream campaigns as well.
You've basically taken home television shopping and transformed it into a internet live streaming model.
Correct, yes. So it's more engaging, more interactive, and it's really easy because you're just at home, you're just watching. And even for the sellers, if you're an SME, you can also upload something in the live stream tools of our marketplaces, and you can just sell and amplify your e-commerce store.
And instead of dialing a number, you actually just click, right?
Correct, yes. Just add to cart.
Fantastic. Fantastic. If I may go back to Petrus from Lazada, right? You guys are the big gorilla in the room, at least locally. You guys are king of the hill. Can you give us an idea of what the digital economy will look like going forward versus how it was before this crisis happened? I mean, I imagine it has changed dramatically for you guys.
Yes, yes. No, we're seeing that before the situation arose, there's already been a growth in people going online, doing online transactions, whether this is to be purchase their essentials, to purchase goods, or get errands done like paying bills. So this has been a trend even before. And since the implementation of ECQ measures, and with more people staying at home, we have seen these trends accelerate. And people now are being more familiar in using technology amidst with the limits of physical distancing. So when we talk about users going online, it's not just the buyers and sellers. To go back also to what Yas was saying, it's also about media going into the app. People are starting to consume different kinds of content, not just in social media, but also in these apps and the platforms like Lazada. So that's why we have our live streaming modules, so that real time you will be able to interact with your customers and sellers. So the fact of the matter is, people are going online, people are using technology, and we see this trend extending beyond ECQ. So right now, it has accelerated because of the need of social distancing, physical distancing. But after this, we're still seeing that people, since they've tried it, most of the people will still continue to do this even after the ECQ.
I can tell you, Petrus, I'm a big fan of Lazada. In fact, I got the bulk of my surgical mask supply from you guys. So thank you for that one. Yeah. But if I may just continue the thought to Steve, right? I can tell from your resume that you've been a long time believer in the digital economy. Does anything surprise you from what's going on right now, what you're seeing, or have you seen this on the horizon all along?
Nobody expected the ECQ or the COVID to arise talaga. So definitely, one thing that I've seen during this ECQ, aside from the growth of the digital e-commerce, I'm seeing another generation of new e-commerce coming in. It's what we call quick commerce, or what we call right now. There's what we call on-demand deliveries that are happening right now on a community level. So the first part was during the Lazada, the big platforms were distributing it nationwide. But right now, because of the community level quarantine, there will be a lot of coming in that like on-demand deliveries. Most of those are on the community level, like nakita mo yan sa mga Facebook, that are happening, that are selling into their communities all of these essential goods right now, and it will continue to grow on that aspect, because in terms of speed, no, there's these e-commerce players will be the one coming in that would nakikita ko yung second shift or another pivot of e-commerce here in the Philippines. No, before we take deliveries 3 to 5 days. Now we can do next day delivery, but I believe, and I'm seeing it right now, that the 30 minutes delivery can be done through e-commerce. No, using Grab, using Food Panda, Lala Move. Those will be the next generation of e-commerce that will be coming in also. No, and I think there will be a lot of opportunities for those people who don't have work. There will be we need a lot of riders in the logistics side, no, for us to be able to grow this e-commerce platform din. Yan, no? So yun yung two things na nakikita ko talaga that's happening right now in the e-commerce space.
So near real-time delivery, 30 minutes,
30
1
minutes,
hour.
Yeah. That's gonna be the trend.
Amazing.
So two things: there will be price, and there will those who are willing to wait, and there will be speed. Those who wants it now, and yun yung two things na opportunity for businesses, brands that would like to cater into those two things. Yung right now kasi, di ba, like for our company, we're set up, we have mega fulfillment centers. 20,000 square meter, 25,000 square meter. Yun yung mga malalaki. But then we could see also coming up mga community micro fulfillment centers that will be coming up, so that they'll be able to deliver it faster to the people in their own communities or in their own cities. Yeah.
Instead of waiting for a week for your order, you can get it within the next 30 minutes. If you're willing to pay the price, of course. That's really amazing.
Pay for the convenience, kumbaga. Yes.
That's right. Of course, all these things don't happen without the technology behind it, right? And as you know, Dave is our guru here when it comes to that so-called backbone that makes all of these things happen. How much of a shift does a corporate leader or an entrepreneur have to do in his mind to get on this bandwagon? How much does he have to invest? I imagine many people are worried about the cost, and I'd imagine you get a lot of that question from these guys.
Coming from a perspective of software development company, as I said, we have multiple platforms readily available already. So we have like 8 industries that were quite big, and e-commerce is one of the biggest. In fact, we're the one who activated the bills payment facility of Lazada. Okay, so through our partnership with Buyers Center, since Buyers Center, we are the exclusive technology arm also of Buyers Center. So we're also the one who activated the bills payment also of GrabPay, and we're also a partner also of Gcash. So being the biggest enabler nowadays, we're quite excited to see a lot of startups. I'm sure most of them, they will move into an online services nowadays. And what we're offering now, we can be the cheapest but better alternative to them, because building a certain platform is not easy. It's easy to say than doing it. It's easy to say that I can just sell online. But no, there's a lot of integrations in it. There's a lot of sometimes it will work, but it might be like a Frankenstein system. But the beauty of what we do now is our expertise is to create a seamless integration so that you'll be able to move faster, move and start your business, as fast as you can. Because, nowadays it's all about speed. Technology is all about speed. The faster you can make a certain online platform app, the better, because the moment that you are wasting your time developing, you're going to waste time, money, and then you will lose.
So let me get this straight. Instead of building this backbone from the ground up, what you're telling me is that you have a menu of items or services which a prospective digital economy entrepreneur can pick and mix and match for whatever his needs are.
I'll give you a very good example. We have a multi-store platform. You can visit multistore.ph. So that multistore.ph platform, we don't want to be like an online store, but we develop a platform that is just a copy paste copy-paste version, wherever you want to go online. So you can just stop us, a couple of days, you'll have your online shopping with online delivery in it, with door-to-door delivery in it, link to all banks, link to e-wallets, link to over-the-counter, link to your be easily replicated. So I think you will not gonna spend much. I think it's all about dealing with the right technology partner for you to start your online business.
Did you say in a few days you can build something like this?
Yeah, as long as you have the ready platform. That's why we have the multi-store platform. In fact, to be honest, last year we were trying to to launch multi-store, but I decided I don't want to be the one doing it. I'm an enabler. I'm not Lazada. I cannot do that. That's not my line of business. My core business is to build a platform, give to a certain entity, then they'll run the business. So that's my model. So I don't want to be like part of the competition. What I'm doing is I'm trying to help everyone, because I believe that as my partner grow, I'll also grow, right? So our model, especially for 2020, is to enable a lot of e-commerce, online store, online shopping, build partnerships. So that's the line of business that we would like to pursue this 2020, especially after, even during and even after this pandemic.
So product delivery and fulfillment on demand, platform on demand also. That's everything is near real time. Yes, if I may go to you, right? A lot of these people, maybe I'd imagine several of the people watching now, digital economy entrepreneurs or aspiring digital economy entrepreneurs, are starting out getting their feet wet through social media, right? And I noticed from your site that you are also in social media. Could you give us an idea of the transition a digital economy entrepreneur would go through from social media to using something like yours, a more comprehensive solution for their needs?
Right. So given that you've already had your social media base, so let's say you have your Facebook page or you have your YouTube or those social media platforms wherein you've gathered fans and followers of your brands, you can use that asset in order for you to drive traffic towards your store so that you can have more opportunities for sales conversion whenever you're releasing something new. So you create certain content that would really drive traffic and enable people to see what you're really selling inside your e-commerce marketplaces. So finding a way on creating a content to drive traffic to your e-commerce has 5 elements. So you have your presenter, right? The one who's talking on the screen, and then you have your product, you have your promo, the demonstration or the scene, the circumstance that you'd want to give to your audience, and then the frequency of your live streaming. So the more content that you would produce and drive people towards your e-commerce market, then that would be a better opportunity for you to really reach these loyal followers and convert them into buyers. So that's how live stream can help you out.
And have you actually seen people make that transition in your experience?
Yes, we've been using several social media pages to help our brands as well to increase store followers, because live stream is a good opportunity for you to have community engagement. And of course, it doesn't end with just engagement. At the end of the day, you'd want your cash register to ring, right? So you'd want to sell your products as well. So a way for you to really convert those followers or convert that content is really to lead them into the e-commerce store that you have.
Fantastic. Petrus, if I may throw you a curveball just now, um, you guys are the Goliath of the digital economy, at least locally now. But seeing all these small players doing all these deals on the side through social media, direct messaging, and direct selling, basically going through their own routes, does this bother you? Are you worried that some people are cutting out the big platforms and doing their own deals?
Well, actually, we're very happy that people are going online. In fact, what we believe is that people, as long as they're online, will have a mix of different media that they will consume, and you will buy and do transactions on different platforms. So Lazada is providing a lot of options for all these buyers and sellers to be going together. Now, if we're able to serve the needs of the community, then we believe that naturally people will go to us to take part in whatever is being offered. We seeing technology, no, it's allowed a lot more access to different tools, avenues of communication, especially now that there's a lot of range of apps and programs available for everyone. Besides social media channels like Facebook and Instagram, there's a lot of other ways where brands and sellers can engage with the customers. At the end of the day, it's really about the customer and the buyer meeting in the middle. And how are you able to engage your customer? Now, for us on Lazada, we of course we had to launch, and we are also launching a lot of things that will be able to engage both our sellers and our buyers. So one of them is, as mentioned, is yung live streaming modules namin, where you can interact with your customers real time. So you can showcase your products, where your buyers can comment and inquire on the spot, and not just on the spot, you can buy on the spot. So while doing that content, it's also leading your customers into going to your store, and right there and then you can ask them to buy. And well, apart from this also, we're also trying to utilize our technology and our capabilities to be a force of good for the community. That's why we had our Lazada for Good. It's our digital giving platform where we have partnered with more than 22 NGOs. And to date, we've raised 20 million pesos, and for with our partner organizations for COVID-19 relief efforts. So we think that with a lot of options out there, it's more about being relevant to your customers, being relevant also to our sellers, and creating that big community for everybody to take part of, and everybody to be able to benefit.
So the more the merrier.
Yes.
You're not worried about the small guys. Right.
We love the small
Steve,
guys.
fantastic, fantastic. Okay, we have a couple of minutes more before we go into a quick break. But let me throw a quick question to Steve. Okay, you see the entire gamut of the digital economy. Do you see areas that can be improved? Do you see sectors of vendors or sellers who are not yet maximizing the potential which you want to see taken to a higher level?
Okay, so right now, I consider that for e-commerce, we're still in the sun. We're still in the sunrise. It is still a sunrise industry. So that's why I thought when Petrus was telling, when you asked Petrus the question, are we afraid? Is Lazada afraid of the smaller sellers? But I think it's right now. It's more of educating the Filipino people to go online and shop online. I think that's the main theme right now. So we are now going on unprecedented times that more and more people are really aware. Yes, as David has said before, people are still cautious, but right now they really want to. During COVID time, I think we closed more than 10 accounts in terms of big accounts. Because these companies, especially the local conglomerates, are not before very open to e-commerce, but right now they have seen the need to really catch up of what's going to happen in the future. So I think in terms of the different sectors, like yung mga frozen sectors, wala pa masyadong e-commerce yan eh. No? Those are the things that we could see happening in the future, in the near future. I think immediately in the next few months, there will be a lot of platforms for these frozen goods, for the fresh vegetables. I think yung fresh vegetables natin, nakita mo, even sa Viber groups, sa mga Facebook, everybody was selling vegetables. And before it was not available. But now everything is only available online. No? So you could see each sectors is trying to cope up. I'm looking forward for the construction sector, how they will go digital on all of these things. No? So before, when I started with Lazada 2014, nobody. We were one of the first few companies that sold shoes. Kasi nung time na yun, people were thinking, why will I buy shoes? Ay, hindi ko kailangan ma-size. But, as history has proven that, a lot of products can be bought online talaga. There's nothing that we cannot buy online. So it's more of our infrastructure na lang in terms of logistics, in terms of delivery for us to be able to offer all of these goods to our Filipino people. So I think yun na lang yung mga challenges right now. Aside from the internet, time, speed, and stability for us, really it will help a lot of kababayans in terms of e-commerce.
I can tell you, I have several friends who, up until very recently, had a mental roadblock into performing e-commerce transactions. But this whole lockdown just forced them right into it. And I hope you're right, Steve. I hope all of you guys are right that it will force more people on both the buying and selling end to explore the digital space. So thank you very much, guys. That was a very engaging discussion. I'm sure our viewers are very interested. I understand a lot of them have been throwing in questions right now. We will get back to them. But before that, we have a quick 3-minute break, after which we will continue with our OnLive discussion about the stay-at-home economy. So stay tuned for more, guys.
Once again, we would like to thank the following sponsors for making this live stream virtual event possible. Thank you to Multisys Technologies Corporation and Globe My Business.
We often ask, what's the story of your food? You step back and think of a great story to tell about your food. And sometimes
there are a lot of tools out there, online and digital technologies that can actually help your work a lot easier.
So I guess it starts with honestly 0 pesos. So it's purely labor effort. So it's a starting point, creating a web page on top of a platform.
As the business grows, you need professional advice on how to run the business, which makes our fashion business more of structured.
Welcome to Globe My Business Academy. Today, I'd like to share with you tips and tricks on how to make your hotel a success.
Part of the services we offer are travel business workshops as well, because we want to help travelpreneurs, aspiring travelpreneurs out there to start their own business.
I guess the business taxes, right? Yeah. And then you have your withholding tax, which is basically you pay your withholding taxes on your behalf.
Yeah.
So
We would also want to give special thanks to our organization partners, Inquirer Business, Great Deals E-commerce Corporation, Icon Executive Asia, Wong and Bernstein Advisory Group, Lazada Philippines, and Blogapalooza. Now, moving on to the second half of our OnLive online discussion, we will be focusing our attention on the inquiries of our viewers. Hi, Dax. I think we're ready for our panel part 2.
Can you hear me? All right, here we go. We have several questions from our online viewers. The first one we have is from Ms. Lorna Oser. Okay, do we expect higher charges of logistics costs after the pandemic? How do you see this, guys? Yes, Steve, go ahead.
It's going to be at a cheaper cost. Una, gasolines and fuels are down. 20 pesos na lang yata ang mga fuels ngayon. So one of the major concern for logistic is gasoline, so it's gonna go down definitely. And number two, because of there's a higher demand, economies of scale will have a better in terms of doing the business. It's gonna be cheaper because of the economies of scale. You can deliver in one barangay all of the pickup points and everything. So definitely, I believe that shipping fees will go down definitely as we go, as we have seen even for other countries in terms as the e-commerce community or economy is growing, logistics is gonna go cheaper. 20 years ago, 50 pesos na, 20 years ago, 50 pesos na ang ano ang pick up. Up to now, 20, ngayon 50 pesos pa rin eh. So, hindi naman talaga tumataas.
Excellent point. And the growing logistical industry is going to make everyone dive their prices down. But I'm curious, Steve, if I may, give a follow-up question. The proliferation of delivery services right now, I imagine some of those guys will have to, at one point, realize that their business model is unsustainable, or this guy is bigger than them, he has a bigger network. How will that evolve?
So as we have seen, the major families sa Pilipinas have already been buying logistic companies like To Go and then Entrego, no? But what's happening right now, because of the demand of and growth ng industry and logistics, the small players have become medium size already. So there will be a lot of merger and acquisition definitely in the future. But I have seen the opportunity in the logistic part because the big ones like LBC To Go are having a hard time taking the capacity or the demand of the market. That's why the smaller ones are now being tapped and they have grown to medium size already. And still, it's gonna come into, I think, more and more logistic company will be striving in the next few years pa. And I even believe Lazada has a lot of logistic partners also, and they've been growing also with them.
We have another question here from our online viewer, and I'd like to throw this question to both Petrus and Yas. Okay, it says, how is digital commerce and the whole digital economy changing or affecting consumer behavior? Have you observed some trends that might be interesting for businesses to look at? Petrus first, then Yas.
Yeah. So, I think maybe it could be the other way around, no? Because the people, our customers, are going online, then businesses are also evolving along with the customers. So the things that people have been demanding so far, no? So there's demand for content, there's demand for product and services. Businesses are following. And we as well at Lazada, we are one of those who are trying to evolve along with our customers. So if you take a look, no, we have a lot of ways to do this. So we've seen trends of people wanting to watch content through live streaming, and people who also want to create their own content. So that's one of the things that we're seeing also. And recently, if you see, Steve was saying a while ago, fresh and frozen before was not the category that people were looking for online. But here now, actually last week, we launched the fresh and frozen platform. So before ECQ, hindi yan pwede. And now it's available, and we're actually recruiting more sellers to do this right now. Because these are some of the trends that you're seeing. People are still continuing to try and fulfill whatever their demands are. And businesses and platforms such as us are trying to evolve to serve this community and this demand.
Fantastic. Yes, observations on changing consumer behavior and the areas where entrepreneurs might want to go into?
Yes, siguro I'm going to share lang the live stream aspect for the social media for the SMEs. So for example, you have certain products inside your store as well, and you you want to communicate these products in a way that people would understand it better. So you create a live content that would really explain what your products are all about. And through this live content, if you place it inside your marketplace and people get to know your products better, they can easily add to cart. So content usually, di ba, parang when we see it on social media, it's not easy for you to really buy it right away. You have to really search for the brand or go to the marketplace just to add to cart. But with live stream tools that our marketplace already has, the SMEs, the sellers are able to create content that would allow people to buy right away. So this is also a trend that's happening in e-commerce. So you make a way for your content to convert right away and also engage with your customers while doing that.
Of course, people who are exploring this idea of live stream selling would be thinking, this costs money. It's an investment, right? But am I right? They can come to you to hire you for these services?
Yes, we can help them with the productions for this. But I think the advantage of putting a content on live stream is the user friendliness. Kumbaga, you are able to shop right away whenever you're producing this type of content, compared to something that you've pre-recorded or you've placed on your social page. People will have to go to different clicks, but with live stream tools placed in our marketplaces, we are able to buy right away. And yes, we are able to help them as well to create productions like these to communicate their brands better. And if they have some campaigns as well that we can also relate with the live stream content.
Okay, sorry, Dave. I just have my own question to throw at you. If I am a digital economy, aspiring digital economy entrepreneur, okay, how would I go about choosing the right technology partner for me? I imagine there's a plethora out there offering their services. What should I be looking out for?
I think it's all about how fast with the integration will be done. Creating something like, for example, for online shopping. I'll give you a very good example. Okay, let's say Lazada. Why Lazada top multisys to do their bills payment? Because they don't have time to do one by one. They don't have time to go one by one and go to the electric companies and link it. They don't have time to go one by one and go to government agencies and link it one by one. They don't have time to link this to the utilities, to online, to other billers. Okay, it's all about being practical, and I like that word, the word practical. So if you are a practical businessman, make sure that you tap someone that they have done it already. This time around, it cannot be like a trial and error, or else you will lose. It's no longer like I will get this for us to compete with this. I think it's more of collaboration nowadays, riding everyone's shoulders. Me, I don't want to repeat what Lazada have done. I cannot do that. I'll lose. Okay, I cannot repeat what the online streaming thing. That's not my core strength. So I think if I am you, and then you would like to have your own digital platform, my humble suggestion is look for someone that you can do it in a seamless way, with complete integration, and in a fastest way. So those are the things. Those are the qualifications for you to start immediately your business.
It can be daunting given the number of players out there, right? And it's a lot of services being offered out in the market.
Integration is one of the hardest part, Dax. It's easy to say that you can easily link to this and link to that, but creating a seamless integration, it might work, but it will be like a Frankenstein system. So it's like
we don't want that. We don't want Frankenstein.
We don't want that. So if you would like to have a long-term, a future-proof business, make sure that you are creating a singular view of everything. Your reports should be one. Your consolidation report should be one. Your data management should be optimized. You're talking to only one integration, because if you're talking to so many integrations, at the end of the day, you will be busy, checking all of this integration instead of you being busy in your business, right?
Fantastic. And taking off from your point there, there's a closely related question here, which I'd like to ask Steve, Petrus, and Yas very quickly. Okay, it says, with the sudden jump in the digital world to the digital world, how can potential players avoid the saturation that comes with this platform? What can business owners and managers do now to be the first among their competitors to fully maximize what the digital economy has to offer? Very quickly, Steve, Petrus, and Yas, perhaps. In other words, how do you differentiate yourselves from the vast array of players in the market right now?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. For me, it's really about engaging your customers. So to differentiate yourselves, the product offerings, if we're talking about products that are the same and then being offered on the same site, and then also if they have different products, of course, if you have a very unique product, there's nothing to talk about. You're very unique. But if you're talking about you trying to differentiate yourselves or your brands from everybody else out there, it's really about engaging your customers. So the role of a platform like Lazada is to get everyone inside there. So you have already your users, and then you have a lot of them browsing the site, and it's about how do you engage them. So there are a variety of ways that you can differentiate yourselves. So you can do that by offering really good promotions. You can do that by going to flash sales. You can do that by having your own store, having vouchers or flexi combo, like buy one or buy two, take additional 10% off. So you can do that by having amazing offers and amazing deals, which is all available on the site. You can also do that by creating content that is very unique to you. So we have a live stream, we have the store feed, we have your, even in your pictures, in the very simple pictures in your own store, you can be different by putting the best foot forward. So all in all, no, if you take a look at that, for you to become different, it's about maintaining that relationship. Another tool that you can use is actually be very active on chat. So imagine yourself, no, in a store, even if it's offline, you will always be appreciative of the store that is able to answer your concerns immediately. So that chat option is very, very important. So all of these things, you use the tools properly on the site and then use social media properly as well. You will be able to drive store traffic into your store, and then you'll be able to engage your customers.
Yes, any ideas on how a potential vendor can differentiate themselves in the market? There you
Just
go.
like what Petrus said, so it's really about how do you make your product attractive and also the best promo that you can highlight. So you can do that through live streaming and also digital marketing. So there are different types of ways on how you can market your promos on your e-commerce marketplaces, and you can actually use some Facebook tools with that. And finding ways on how to reach the target market for your type of product or your brand is very important. And the frequency and the visibility of your brand in the social media is also a factor for you on how you could really stand out and gain more traffic towards your store.
Fantastic. Steve,
Yes.
it just occurred to me that the near real-time fulfillment or delivery you were talking about earlier can be a selling point, right?
Yeah. So for the question, I think number one, to really be in the e-commerce space, to really win in the e-commerce space, number one is content is king. Digital content is king because all of our consumer users right now are really consuming videos, yung mga TikTok, all of those things. So if you have good content, then you're above your competitor. Number two is distribution is queen. How you distribute your content will be, you will be able now. So aside from the Facebook social media, So for us, like I always have this principle that you distribute it to all platforms, Lazada, their competitors, and others, no? Because the more point of sale, the better for your product also to be able to overcome or outdo your competitors. Now, yung on-demand delivery is maybe I could share it to you like what we're doing with Grab. So we have a Grab Mart that it's an online grocery demand on delivery. Then they can order already the groceries and deliver to them in 30 minutes. No. So ano pa yan? We're still opening more cities as we speak.
Fantastic. Sorry, yes, go ahead.
Yes, I like that Steve mentioned something about content. I'd also want to share with you that there's this new army of influencers, and we actually coined it as influence sales, right?
Influence sales.
Yes. So this is actually trademarked by Shoppertainment, and this army actually can also help you amplify your brand. So for example, you're an influencer and you have a certain clout, and brands would want you for brand awareness. But of course, you'd also want to have that sales aspect, like you understand how to sell the products better. So combining those two mindsets and those two things actually creates this new army of people called influence sales. So you're an influencer and at the same time you know how to sell. And with that, you can use that certain skill to drive people towards your e-commerce store.
And this is a service you offer to your clients as well.
Yes. I consider myself as an influencer shop host as well.
I'm going to check out your website in a while.
Naming bagong trabaho.
In China, it's not only just influencers, even different like farmers would also do selling. Like it's very diverse in other countries as well. So even if you're a farmer, you're an entrepreneur, and you want to have your own platform of selling, then you can be an influence sales too.
Looking forward to the time that we get there. Steve, go ahead. Go ahead, Steve.
There's three aspects: the community, commerce, and the influence. So in e-commerce, community, like we have the most number of Facebook groups. I think we have a question, how do we differentiate? If you're a small business seller, okay, you go to Lazada or Shopee, open your shop. But then how do you drive traffic to those shops? Number one, you join a community and offer it to that community. Number two is you have the partners with the Lazada to be able to do the e-commerce simplified. And then number three is you can do live streaming because you're the influencers. So those three are interconnecting, kumbaga. No?
Definitely. And everything has to work together. Sorry, yeah. Yes, I just got a phone-in question here from one of your fans.
Sure.
Who qualifies as an influencer or influence sales person?
Well, we personally do some trainings for that. But how I define the influence sales would be someone who would understand the product, the brand, the message of what you're actually selling, and also the aspect wherein you can entertain people on camera. So if you're able to do that, then you can be an influence sales.
Entertainer and salesperson.
Yes,
in
actually,
one package.
In China, it's called entertainers. It's a combination of entertainment and commerce. So if you are able to do those two things, like having a mindset of a influencer and a salesman, then you can definitely be an influence sales and do your live streaming.
Okay, I think I like influence sales better. David, this is your field of expertise. I have a question here from Mr. Emil Lopez. I just wanted to ask, he said, if our internet connection in the Philippines is able to support and serve our digitization, is the infrastructure ready for this kind of explosion that we're talking about?
Again, it's all about optimization. We go back again with another priority. So if you would like, it's not about just it's working, right? So your platform should be lighter. I don't believe that when you launch a certain superb system, you should consume, like a more bandwidth, right? So meaning, if you launch a mobile app, example, if your mobile app is so light, it can work. It will work even kahit sobrang bagal ng internet. So those are the things that you should also consider. Another one is the more integration that you do kasi, the more na bumabagal. Okay? At the same time, pag hindi optimize yung database mo, gagana yan sa 1 year, 2 years, pagdating ng madami ng data, lumuluhod na yung system mo, right? So, example, the one that we've launched, actually, that's the same question that IATF asked us when we launched Stay Safe. So StaySafe.ph, we launched that like 15 days ago. 15 days ago, we have 400,000 registrants. 15 days. Ganun kabilis ang nag-register. And one of the problem is, what if sa mga liblib na lugar at sobrang bagal ang internet, hindi gumagana yung system mo? They will not use it. So again, it will always go back with the lesser risk, which is to make it more optimized.
That's really the key, given that we on the consumer side never seem to be satisfied with what we have. You give them this much bandwidth, they demand this much. You give them this much, it goes on and on, right?
At least they have something to compare, Dax, right? So imagine if you open the website, it took look at 10 seconds, but if you open another website, take you 1 second. So something like it will come to mind. If I use this website, even I have so low internet connection inside my house, I can still open it. But if I open this website, it took so long. So I'd rather use this website. So again, it's all about optimization again.
Excellent. I have another question here from one of our viewers, from Mr. Redentor Kagiwa. And this is for really all of our participants, because I'm sure you've encountered this in your fields. Do we need to improve on the law on e-commerce to make it more inviting for business and consumer sectors? Do you see any aspects in the existing legal framework that needs to be improved? Steve?
Sa akin, a perfect example is during this pandemic. The first 2 weeks on ECQ, most of the platforms and logistic partners, all of us, we need to still get government clarification if we are part of the essential goods, of the essential companies that are allowed to be open. So even on that aspect alone, there's still not a lot of, let's say, love for the industry. Kasi compared to the different China or to Spain and Italy, most of them thrive. The e-commerce was one of the major players in bringing in the goods to the people, rather than have a lot of people in the marketplace, in the palengke, lining up for 4 hours just to go in. So I think there's a lot of improvement that needs to be done for our government to support.
Petrus, perhaps your thoughts on what needs to be done given your experience in this field, on the legal side, of course.
Yeah, no. If you look kasi globally, usually technology is going ahead of laws. No?
Makibahagi sa digital.
That's also because the consumers are changing very fast. And by the nature of making laws, it's not that fast, because it will take some time before it gets passed. So of course, there are some gaps that we are suggesting to the government as well. In fact, we're trying to work with DTI and the whole government so that we're able to look at some gaps that we think will help the economy. So right now, I think what we're trying to do, and everybody's trying to do, is to make do with what is available and to optimize and make sure that we are able to follow certain rules and regulations so that the customer and sellers are protected. And at the same time, we're able to push forward the agenda of being digital commerce, digital transformation, and everything like that. No? So yeah.
Yes, what is the one thing on the regulatory or rules side which you want to see improved to help this space go to the next level, so to speak?
I think for our aspect of the e-commerce system, we don't see anything that would block us from doing what we're doing right now. But we can just play it by ear as we improve it along the way.
David, let me adjust that question a bit for your area of expertise. Um, there are a lot of concerns going around nowadays about um, data protection. All the information that consumers put in to these websites or apps or services to be able to engage in e-commerce. Where are we when it comes to securing data, protecting data, at least here in the Philippines?
We're doing well actually in the Philippines. The National Privacy Commission is really doing a lot of assistance, especially in the data privacy. So in fact, people now trust a lot of e-commerce because of them, because they impose nice regulations. You should have your own data privacy officer. You should know who's processing the data. So it's all about transparency. I think data privacy will not be an obstacle in terms of digital transformation, even in e-commerce, as long as there's transparency. So basically, when in the Philippines right now, I think we are quite ahead of any other country in terms of protecting the data privacy while doing business as well. And of course, while you're doing e-commerce business, as NPC always mentioned to us, because every time we develop a certain platform, we ask NPC, are we doing it right? So they have something that I really like. They always mention to me, you have to develop a certain platform. You always include privacy by design. Do not comply with data privacy the moment you're finished doing the platform. As you do the platform, as you develop it, you embed immediately those features so that the moment that you launch it, you are compliant already.
Thankfully, we haven't seen any major data breaches in the Philippines, nothing of the scandalous sort as we've seen in other countries, millions upon millions of accounts, right? I mean, knock on wood.
Yeah.
We have another question from Mariniel Bautista. I guess everyone can answer this very quickly. Do you have suggestions for businesses in the service industry on how to adapt in an online marketplace? All right, they're not selling products, they're selling services. How do we go about that one? Maybe again, Steve, you start?
Baka David, meron ka ng ready platform for the service marketplace.
Let me
I would
answer
be
you.
surprised.
Yeah.
Let me answer you. We have, you focus your business on necessity. One of the biggest problem in the Philippines is like everyone would like to copy each other. Everyone would like to copy each other. But you focus on something that it's like it's your first time, or maybe it's always out of stock. You focus on that. Like in Lazada. Imagine if you are selling the same thing. So you lose the business. And like competition nowadays is actually, I'm not saying na cancer sa atin yun, but ito yung pinakamalaking problema sa Pilipinas. But the moment that we start being creative, we launched a multi-fresh platform. You can check multifresh.ph. Remember, we have the multistore.ph. The multifresh.ph, we finance 600 farmers. We have 600 farmers. So we have Benguet, we have Nueva Vizcaya, and we have, bridging the gap, or stitching up the gap. So technology will be a tool, okay, for the e-commerce. But again, there is always a source. For example, in Lazada, who are the sources? The manufacturing company. You have focus on the source. The moment that we have the source, we can go to the market. Vegetable, the farmers, right? Frozen goods, livestock, fish, etc., etc. So I think, if my humble opinion is that we focus on the source, if the private and the government will focus on the source, it can support the e-commerce. Again, technology will just be a tool. But if you focus on the source of supply, the demand will also boost up. So that's my humble suggestion.
Yeah,
Yes.
me,
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Petrus. Go ahead.
sorry. Yeah. For me, my suggestion really is have some digital presence, have some online presence. No, on Lazada, we have a lot of service sellers who sell via mostly vouchers. So it could be like
Oh,
restaurant, no? You can
that's
sell a
interesting.
voucher. Yes.
Fantastic.
So even have mga palaba.
Mm.
You can buy a voucher palaba online and then ask that service provider to pick it up, and then you can use that voucher as a form of payment. We also even have mga helicopter rides, you know. I mean, these things, no, you have to be creative. Be creative and look for and have that online presence. Kasi again, the advantage of online is you have millions of customers online. They're already there, and it's a matter of offering them your products. So if you don't have a digital strategy, or if you don't have some form of engaging your customers online, then you're losing out on that target market. That sayang eh. Sayang na business talaga yun.
Fantastic. Yes. Any ideas on this issue? On how a service economy participant can sell maybe through live streaming through your platform?
Yes, actually, I agree with what Petrus said. It's really more of how we could sell these vouchers. So these vouchers can be prepaid, right? So, for example, you have a service type of industry. You can prepay this service, and the live stream tool here can actually happen by explaining what your service is about, and maybe they could also get a glimpse of what the service is, like a behind the scenes demonstration on what you can get when you purchase a certain voucher. So live stream would really amplify that for the purchase of the vouchers as well.
It's amazing. I didn't realize service can be sold that way, but come to think of it, you're right. That's
digital
basic.
goods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many things that you can play with digital. And it's great that we have marketplaces like Lazada who can give us opportunities.
The limit is really the extent of your imagination.
So totoo lang yung digital goods during the infancy stage of e-commerce in the Philippines. Do you still remember yung Ensogo, Metro Deal? They are offering services. They are offering experience.
You're right.
So even at that time, it's already been there. Ano lang, medyo natabunan lang ng mga Lazada and with the actual goods being sold before. It's easier to sell the service in terms of going digital kasi you have a Facebook page. As I said to the SME, go to as much Facebook groups that you have. You'll create your market. Lalo na ngayong ECQ. I think all the Viber groups have their own pass on ng mga different sites that you can order food and deliveries, right? So talaga, I've seen a lot of SME grow during I even have a friend that was, he's a logistic company, but he set up his own frozen chicken na binibenta niya, frozen Manila. Ayan, pinlag ko na sa kaibigan ko.
Speaking of,
he became a butcher during the ECQ daw.
Oh wow.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Speaking of Lazada, Petrus, I have a question here from my boss, Sandy Prieto Romualdez. She says, the coronavirus pandemic has hit the SME sector very badly. What advice can you give them on how to rebuild or restart? Because as you know, it will be a very expensive undertaking. What kind of insights can Lazada share with these guys?
For me, the best thing talaga is go online. Sign up on Lazada. At least for us, getting an account is free. So for 0 pesos, you can already start your online journey. only have to go to is the self sign up page or search how to sell on Lazada, and a lot of other platforms are also offering similar. But for us, at least, if you really want to start, you can start for free, and then you can think about how to improve later on. But the important thing now is if you're a business, lalo na SME, normally an SME before will be dependent on the community around them. But one advantage of being online is that you have nationwide access of customers. So more than talking about restarting your business, baka we should talk about how to grow your business. Because now your customers are Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, everywhere. The second thing is that SMEs are enabled now to do simultaneous transactions. So kung before it has to be pipila yung customer, I have to pay on the cashier. Now it's online, sabay-sabay. Even if they are all your buyers are buying at the same time, then that's not a problem. And for me, talking about costs na rin, it might be cheaper to go online because you don't have to pay rent, you don't have to hire different kinds of people to set up one store. One store can serve the whole Philippines na. And if you are trying to grow as well, if you're an SME, there's also an option to go to Lazada partners or enablers so that your business can grow faster. So depending on what stage you are, if you're a micro SME, you just wanna do it on your own first, you can start already. If you're a small wanting to grow bigger or a medium wanting to grow big, there are always partners Steve's there, David's there, Yas is there. There are always partners. And for us, Lazada, everyone is welcome. So that's my best advice that I can give.
What you're saying is the market is there, the demand is there. As long as they can show the public that they have something to sell, it's gonna be taken up.
Yes, definitely it's there. So after ECQ, especially, it might take some time, and all businesses might have different times of recovery. But even right now, e-commerce is there. The customers are there, the demand is there. It's all about serving them right now and building that community and that audience for you.
Okay, we have time for one last question, and this will be from one of our viewers, Ms. L. Pinpin. Is there an e-commerce regulatory board or perhaps some kind of agency or organization that regulates e-commerce? Or do we need one? Anyone, guys?
Actually, there is DTI. Under DTI, there is an e-commerce arm of DTI led by Asik Pacheco. Anything about consumer is still under the DTI. So all the rules and regulations that is applicable offline, meaning all the permits, all the rules and regulation about pricing that is applicable offline is also applicable for everybody who goes online. So if you're asking about the specific agency of government that is coordinating with us about these things, especially for consumer protection, that is really the DTI.
Fantastic. Well, that was a very perceptive discussion, and we received a lot of meaningful and valuable strategies from our speakers, practices and insights about e-commerce from our 4 subject matter experts. Unfortunately, time flies when you're having fun, and that's all the time we have for our OnLive discussion. But we will be closing our event with a few minutes of closing remarks coming from our speakers. All right, let's start with the Business Development Head of Lazada, Mr. Petrus Carbonell. Go ahead, Petrus.
So thank you, Dax. Thank you, Yas. Thank you, OnLive. Thank you, Philippine Daily Inquirer and Icon for inviting us here so that we can share this message. So for me, what I will leave with everyone is, start your online business now for SMEs. There is a huge market out there. There's a huge opportunity right now. And even if you are staying at home, you can do something. As long as you have an internet connection, nothing is stopping you. We're inviting all those who want to start their business to go to lazada.com.ph and click Sell on Lazada to start your online journey. It's free. You don't have to pay anything to sign up. and there are minimal fees for transactions, but we invite everyone to come in. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Petrus. Next, let's hear from Mr. Steve C., who is the CEO of Great Deals E-commerce Corporation.
Yeah.
Steve?
Thank you, Dax. Thank you, Philippine Daily Inquirer. Just like to add to the SME, I think one thing, if you don't have a puhunan, sabi nga nila, you can check out the Facebook group of Pinoy Dropshipping or dropship.ph. No, what's this? It's all about. There are a lot of people, especially Filipinos, na they would like to, they would like to sell their wares sa Lazada and even sa Shopee. And they can do that even without an inventory by just being part of the dropship.ph. And I think it would help a lot of, our kababayans, no? So, pinlag ko na rin sa kaibigan ko yun, no? But then, for the brands and retailers who would like to accelerate their digital e-commerce space, we're here as Great Deals to help you with the brands that you would like to grow your e-commerce channel. We're here to give you solutions and assist you in every way. So you can visit us at www.greatdealscorp.com. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Steve. Next, we have the CEO of Multisys Technologies, Mr. David Almirol. David.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Philippine Daily Inquirer. Yes. Dax, for this wonderful opportunity to this is your first online webinar, right? So I think we encourage everyone that we should not be scared in using digital, so like Lazada mentioned to us that try to go online, start your online journey. So it's not that hard. And to all startups, Multisys we have a new project now. It's all about financing a lot of startups, meaning in terms of technology. We provide them mobile apps, provide them websites, and the seamless integration. We're also giving free access to our APIs. So our single API, you'll have access with 45,000 channels. So it's a plug and play. You have access to over the counter. You have access to credit card and debit card. You have access to all banks. You have access to online banking. You have access to e-wallets. So it's a plug and play instead of you doing one-by-one integration. We also have billers. We have more than 2,000 billers. Lazada got us as a partner. They're using our API. Grabby also use our API. Gcash also use our API. So instead of you having hard time connecting to these billers, so you can tap us. I am also a director of Bayad Center, so allow me to promote Bayad Center also. So you can contact Bayad Center. We are the technology partner of Bayad Center. You can contact them. They will give you this API, free subscription, free partnership. So these are the things that we could somehow contribute to our kababayan. So maraming salamat, everyone.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, David. Finally, let's hear from the CEO of Shoppertainment Live, Miss Yas Neri Soyal. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much, Dax. Thank you, in Daily Inquirer, for this opportunity as well to discuss more about e-commerce and also to introduce what live streaming can really do for your brands as well, especially for your marketing. So I'd like to encourage the brands and also the sellers, even if you have a small Facebook shop, for example, it's best to really go on live and communicate what you have, your products, and engage with your communities. Engage with people, because it's a big opportunity for you to really convert this content into convert this content into sales. So keep on creating content, engage with your community, because content is king, but it's also best if you can really make the cash register ring. So the key in good selling is the one selling the goods. So if I were you, go on live and start selling.
May all our cash registers start ringing henceforth. Thank you very much to our subject matter experts. To our viewers, we promise next time we go around, everyone will be wearing pants and shoes. All right, everyone will be everyone will be required to stand up. But before we go, I'd like to ask our viewers to visit the Inquirer Plus page. You can download the Inquirer Plus app from the App Store or Apple App Store or Google Play. You will have access to 30 days of the Inquirer newspaper digitally on your phone or tablet for free for 30 days. All right. Thank you very much. Yes, take it away.
Yes, and again, thank you so much, everyone, for watching our OnLive live stream virtual event produced by Philippine Daily Inquirer and Shoppertainment Live, organized. And also want to thank all of the speakers for today. Thank you so much. And also our generous sponsors, Multisys Technologies Corporation and Globe My Business. It is very easy to reach Globe My Business. You may choose any of the following which is most convenient for you. You may call their dedicated SME hotline for inquiries. Just dial 121 from your phones. This is available from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Or you may also log on to globemybusiness.ph. We would also like to acknowledge the organizations that have partnered with us. Thank you so much to Inquirer Business, Great Deals E-commerce Corporation, Icon Executive Asia, Wong and Bernstein Advisory Group, Lazada Philippines, and Blogapalooza. To our viewers, thank you so much for making this discussion successful and fruitful. We promise you that there would be more to come. Again, my name is Yasmin Neri Soyo from Shoppertainment Live. You can search us on Facebook and also log on and check out our site as well. So again, thank you so much for tuning in on live. Here's a final word from our sponsors from Multisys Technologies Corporation.
Makibahagi sa digital bayanihan laban sa COVID-19 gamit ang StaySafe.ph.
I'll take this opportunity also to
Ang
invite everyone.
StaySafe.ph ay isang community-driven contact tracing, health condition reporting, at social distancing system. Paano ba kamo? Bisitahin ang StaySafe.ph at mag-register gamit ang iyong mobile number. I-share ang iyong nickname.
Especially to our kababayan that being affected. We are inviting everyone to use the staysafe.ph. So just visit www.staysafe.ph. This could save lives, guys. So once you download this, it will create a heat map to our LGUs, to our national government. So they'll be able to identify the places that are being infected or maybe potential COVID-19 cases. So please support staysafe.ph. It is the government's contact tracing system. It has also a health condition reporting system, and it also create alarms or notifications. So it has a social distancing system as well. So please use that so that we'll be able to help also our government to end this COVID-19. We can get through this together, guys. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Makibahagi sa digital bayanihan laban sa COVID-19 gamit ang StaySafe.ph. Ang StaySafe.ph ay isang community-driven contact tracing, health condition reporting, at social distancing system. Paano ba kamo? Bisitahin ang StaySafe.ph at mag-register gamit ang iyong mobile number. I-share ang iyong nickname, kasarian, at edad. Huwag mag-alala, safe din ang iyong data dahil sumusunod ang StaySafe sa Data Privacy Act. Pagkatapos ay marereport mo na ang health condition mo at ng iyong pamilya gamit ang StaySafe Health Checklist. Kung ikaw ay app user, manonotify ka rin sa mga lugar na may positive, probable, or suspected COVID-19 cases. Sa pamamagitan nito, makakaiwas ka at ang iyong pamilya sa pagpunta sa mga lugar na ito o di kaya'y paalalahanan sila na maging mas maingat. May mga health tips at instructions din mula sa ating mga frontliners at healthcare professionals para matulungan ka sakaling ikaw o ang iyong pamilya ay makaranas ng sintomas ng COVID-19. Kaya siguraduhin laging updated ang iyong health records. Ang iyong data ay ma-upload sa isang secure database na ma-access ng ating gobyerno, lokal na pamahalaan at frontliners upang matulungan ang mga registrant na maaaring COVID-19 positive at pag-contact trace sa kanilang mga nakasalamuha. Ang mga LGUs naman ay makakapag-monitor real-time ng mga COVID-19 cases sa inyong komunidad. Makakatulong ito upang makapagtalaga ng resources at assistance sa inyong barangay. Kailangan natin ang tulong ng bawat isa. Kaya nating mapigilan ang pagkalat pa ng COVID-19. Basta tayo ay sama-sama. Kaya tara na! Digital bayanihan gamit ang staysafe.ph. Stay at home, stay healthy, stay safe.